My task today is rather simple. I have to introduce you to history of pirate movement. So let's start. I suppose that by now it's a form of common knowledge that first pirate party was founded in Sweden in 2006, and the founder was Rick Falkving. I still remember holding my morning papers, and I was just about finish reading, and I was on the last page, and usually on the last page you can find lottery numbers, weather prognosis, and news with titles like new Guinness records has been set, or I don't know, zebra escaped from the zoo. And on that on that last part, there was also a title, headline stating that some Swedish guys founded a pirate party. I didn't Google it right away. Maybe even a year has passed by, and when I finally did it, I found that Pirate Party supports a lot more than that article stated. Pirate Party in Sweden was founded with the purpose to support civil rights, direct democracy, reform of copyright and patent law, free sharing of knowledge, information privacy, transparency, freedom of information, and net neutrality. Maybe the most seductive part, at least for me, was that Pirate Party actually recognized the technological progress of 21st century, and in the same time the ways in which that progress can be used in order to improve democratic process in Sweden and in other countries. And at the same time, and this is also very important, they managed to raise public awareness about topics like copyright and patent issues. After Sweden, another pirate party was founded in Austria, then I think in Germany, Finland, etc. Today, it's pretty hard to find a European country without its pirate party, or at least its informal pirate movement. The statistics really states that the pirate movement is the fastest growing political movement in the whole world. The proportions of the movement are illustrated on this chart. So black fields, black color countries represent countries with pirate parties, with elected officials in different levels of governance. We are talking about more than 200 elected officials, including 2 MEPs. Blue-colored countries are the ones with officially registered pirate parties. And what's that? Something greenish? Green, okay. That green-colored countries are representing active. No, they're representing, active but not registered pirate party, and everything other are the countries without pirate parties so far. After first pirate party was found, other parties and groups were formed in Austria, Denmark, Finland, Germany, Ireland, Holland, Poland, and Spain. And just a year after first pirate party was found, so in 2007, the representatives of these parties met in Vienna to form a sort of alliance. Back then they were thinking about joint campaign for the European elections, and in 2009. The initial alliance has grown into PPI, Pirate Parties International, which was formally founded in Brussels in 2010. PPI is formed as an NGO and it serves as umbrella organization for pirate parties worldwide. Currently, I think it's representing exactly 42 countries. And the purpose of such organization is to help establish, support and promote and to maintain communication between pirate parties around the world. The purple ones are the countries members of the PPI, and the green ones are the ones that still aren't members of PPI. Two PPI conferences are especially important for the moment because they result with two very important declarations. First conference is one held in Uppsala, Sweden, in 2009, and the second one is the one held in Prague, Czech Republic, in 2012. So, the Uppsala Declaration. With the Uppsala Declaration, European pirate parties agree on common party goals. Central issues of the declaration are first, reform of copyright, which includes exemption of non-commercial activity from copyright regulation, reduction of the duration of copyright protection. Then it's the reform of patent law, with emphasis on patents on life, like patents on seeds and genes and software. Pirates are stating that patents like that should not be allowed at all. And the third goal was strengthening civil rights, which includes transparent government, speedy and fair trial, freedom of speech, and expansion of the right to anonymity on communication. I think it's safe to say that only after I came across the Uppsala Declaration, I started to think about reaching out to other people with similar interests in order to form a group of dozen or so people, and maybe from that group of people try to form a pirate party in Croatia as well. Now, the Prague Declaration. The Prague Declaration is basically an agreement between European pirate parties about running 2014 European Parliament elections with a common program. The agreement also states that European pirate parties will establish a political party on European level. The process of establishing that party began with last year's conferences in Potsdam and Barcelona, and it will finish in March next year, at least that's the plan, with a conference in Brussels where the European Pirate Party will be formally founded. All the parties, founding members, signed the statutes as well as the manifesto, and by doing so they laid the foundation of the European Pirate Party. The manifesto itself is focused on several most important issues. So some of those issues are civil rights, citizen participation and open government, transparency, copyright reform, patent system reform, open access and open data, net neutrality, and free software and libre culture. One could argue that, I don't know, for example, civil rights is something that every other party has in its program, and one would not be entirely right, because by civil rights, pirates are considering something else as well. For example, stating that the essential are the rights of free association, freedom of movement, and free assembly in public, freedom of opinion, expression, and free access to information. They're also stating that whistleblowers should not be subject to legal action. If any, they should be protected by law. They're emphasizing the respect of minority rights as the essence of society. And in the end, they are stating that one's privacy should be valued at all times and protected from being exploited by public and or economic actors. Second point, citizen participation and open government. What does that mean? Basically, it means that only pure democracy can ensure balance between European different interests. Also, it means that elected officials should be encouraged to use tools for participation and collaboration, because only those and that kind of tools would allow citizens to actively engage themselves in everyday politics, because in the end, everyday politics is a concern of every citizen. Transparency. First of all, transparency goes hand in hand with accountability. Elected officials should inform their citizens about the work they are doing in their name on a daily basis. Also, we should insist on recognizing the right to access documents and information on all levels of governance at any given time. Copyright reform. Copyright law should be based on the interest of entire society. Copying, providing access to, storing and using literary and artistic work for non-commercial purpose should be legal and protected by law. Furthermore, we should promote it to improve the public availability of information, knowledge and culture. Only by doing so, we can set the grounds for social, economic and technological development of society. Patent system reform. We think that patents are obstacles in a free market, and they are certainly not helping innovation. If anything, they're undermining it. In future, an alternative system to support innovation must be developed. This system would replace patents, but more important, it would ensure that the research results are for the benefit of all society. Then we have open access and open data. The results of any research carried out with public funds, even if it's just in a part, must be published in open access scientific journals. They must be available to the general public. All data created for public use or with the use of public money should be freely available to the general public as well. At the same time, personal details should be protected. Access can be limited by application procedures, license agreements, or fees. Okay, so here we have a bit of a conflict. On one side, we are looking for, I don't know how to put it, access to all the information, and on the other side we want to protect our privacy 100%. I think that's something that we should discuss furthermore, and we should find a perfect balance between the two of. Okay, then we have net neutrality, which means that everybody should have undisturbed and unlimited access to the internet and other public information and communication networks, and a chance to protect all data transfer with privacy. To make long story short, we don't want the operators, government, or any other bodies to mess with the internet. It's actually simple as that. And then we have free software and libre culture. Pirate support all the software that can be used, analyzed, changed by everyone. Free culture is an important resource for the education and creativity. We want to act as a promoters of artistic activity and cultural diversity to ensure a rich educational and artistic environment for the future generations. Now, something about Pirate Party of Croatia. Pirate Party of Croatia is formally founded in April 2012. Prior to that, we were working as a team of 20 people for year and a half. In the moment we choose to register our group as a political party, we kind of accepted the rules of the game. Maybe we weren't thinking about that in the moment we decided to register our party, but we are clear with that right now. So as an officially registered party, we were obligated to report some form of establishment to our ministry. Officially, Pirate Party of Croatia has its president and vice president. Automatically, president and vice president are also board members. Besides them, the board has other 5 members. We also have a court of honor, and 3 pirates are actually members of court of honor. And in the end, we have a general secretary and a treasurer. President and vice president are 2 people that are actually authorized to represent the party, but all the decisions in the party are made through electronic voting platform called e-Dem, which is abbreviation for e-democracy, and it was entirely developed by our member. So yeah, we don't use liquid feedback, we use a product of our own. First challenge for Pirate Party of Croatia. Yeah, I think that lasted for maybe a whole year after we finally registered our party. In every interview, in every talk show, I don't know, first question was, are you formed to protect your right to illegally download music, films, games and stuff from internet? And it took quite a lot of time to convince people that we're not a group of guys just wanting to download stuff for free. We decided that the first step has to be an explanation of copyright issues in order to explain further to the people what are our goals. So what we did, we held a series of public debates in which we addressed the issue of copyright. That was probably in every single interview, TV appearance, etc. And in the end, at least, we're hoping that at least part of public understood that we're not here to rob artists. If anything, our suggested reform would help them to make more money from their work. A shortened period of copyright protection would force the publishers to invest into new ideas, meaning that it would actually support the creativity, not the other way around. The situation in Croatia, and I suppose it's similar around Europe, is that piece is copyrighted for 70 years after the artist has deceased. Our proposal is that copyright should last 10 years after the piece was published. I have tons of examples from Croatia, but let's go with another one. I'm sure that you're all familiar with it. It's a Christmas time, and I know that you all heard Mariah Carey's song, All I Want for Christmas. You can not listen to it every Christmas since 1994. Actually, the song was released, as I said, in 1994, and since then only from that song, Mariah Carey is earning around $500,000 US. I can only imagine that her label industry, her producer is earning even more money because the artists are the ones that are getting the smallest piece of cake. So, since the song was released in 1994, and if the copyright protection would last for only 10 years, that means that in 2004, Mariah Carey would be forced to write and release some other cheesy, happy Christmas song. Yeah, and that's kind of, yeah, that's kind of idea that we try to present. Not to write more cheesy songs, but you know, if she's not earning like $500,000 in royalties, maybe her label would invest some money and said to her, write another damn song, so we can listen something else in pre-Christmas period. I don't know. I guess it's all about the money in the end. If art, culture, and knowledge were not protected by copyright in the way they are today, the relationship with pure capital wouldn't be so obvious. When it comes to art, culture, and knowledge, the biggest issue can be about money. It just can't. It's simple as that.